this video we're gonna talk in English with you guys because Ari and I, we speak English all the time basically.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
And also we live in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And that way we can help you to listen more English in your house on YouTube, which is awesome.
And also talk about the things that are quite important to Karina and I in our lives, and hopefully in your lives too.
Yeah, so we chose to speak about minimalism because it's a subject that we have been studying for a while and trying to implement in our lives. So we want to talk about that with you as well.
Okay, so to kind of kickstart this topic that is such a important part of Karina and my life, the reason why we initially started our journey or our path towards having a more minimalist life is because we originally, when we moved to Brazil the first time and we started packing, we realized that we had just too much stuff that we didn't need, and we found ourselves selling a lot of this stuff on when you come here, you're going to see it's a website called Trade Me, and we found that we were selling a lot of this stuff on Trade Me, and we felt we didn't feel any attachment to it. We didn't actually need it. We just accumulated it. At that point, because obviously you've got one suitcase. Am I talking too much?
No.
No. So what do I do?
Talk, sweetie.
So when you go traveling, when you move to another country, you've only got a couple of suitcases, so you really need to determine what items are going to be most important to you and which one of those items are going to give you more value in your life.
Exactly. Because when we decided to stay a couple months in Brazil, which ended up being a year, we had too many things. Like, for example, I had clothes that I was not wearing anymore for so long. Ari had a lot of different objects. I don't even remember what.
I just collect things.
Like random books,
like rocks.
or random belts, random things that we don't really need. And then we saw documentary.
Yeah.
We saw documentary about...
And read a couple of books.
Yes, about...
I don't remember what the books were.
I think one was the Minimalist.
Yeah. I'll have a look. And see if we can add it on the links.
On the description below. And then we realized that we don't need much. You know, for a while when I arrived in New Zealand, I also didn't have much because I had just a suitcase. But then after a while being here, we start to accumulate things. But now, we are on a time of our life that our careers need us to have some sort of things that we didn't want to have before, which is more related to clothes, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things, there's a little bit of conflict when it comes to this, because when Karina and I talk about we don't need a lot of things, we mean we don't need a lot of things to be happy. Now, the conflict that we're facing now is primarily because you start work, certain jobs, you need to have better clothes, you need to wear maybe makeup, you might need a better car, and these are not, you don't want to buy these things because you want to have the objects, but you have to buy them for a certain presentation in your work, and you're going to experience this. Obviously, maybe you've already experienced it in Brazil, maybe you're experiencing it in New Zealand already, but those are the sort of things that you kind of need to do in certain jobs.
So now we realize that we need to find a balance in our life.
Yeah.
Realize what is important because of our job, and also what is important for us to be happy.
Yeah, and making sure that anything that you do end up buying for work or for efficiency, you know, you might need a better computer or something like that for work. So anything that you do buy, I feel, based on what we've been experiencing, just to make sure that that doesn't define you as a person, so you don't become attached to it in the sense that I won't be who I am without this object.
Exactly.
It's just a way of creating presenting yourself in work, and this is what we're experiencing now. We just wanted to share it with our community.
Yeah, because we see a lot of people say, oh, if you want to be minimalist, a true minimalist is just someone that doesn't have anything. It needs to be, I don't know, living in the car, and that's it. I don't agree with that. I think you need to always use the minimalism idea. And in putting your life in your reality. Otherwise, it's very difficult for people to change if you can't implement that change inside your reality. And our reality now is that for your work, you need better clothes, you need to change a little bit your attire sometimes,
Yeah.
and you need spend a little bit more with clothes that's something you don't like, but that's something you need.
Yeah.
So you still can be minimalist because you're gonna buy things that you can match with other things that you already have, but I don't like the idea when people say you're not minimalist anymore because you're just spending money buying new clothes. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a controlled spending. It's like
Control spending, exactly.
and it feels like, based on what we've been talking about, there's sort of a professional and a personal minimalism. So minimalism when it comes to your professional work, like what you need, and also personal minimalism is the things. This is how I see it. Is that it's the things that are most important to you that give you joy. Those things you can hold on to. There's a lot of things that don't give us happiness. They don't add any spark in our lives.
Yeah.
And it's just not necessarily
To
for
spend
them to
money.
be there. It's not necessarily to spend money on it for that small moment of I bought something, it's made me happy for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and then it goes away.
Yeah.
But if we say on a personal level, say I love playing tennis, so I've got my tennis rackets. I can't play tennis without my tennis rackets. You need those things. I don't have anything additional, but I have what makes me happy.
That's it. We wanted to share that with you guys because it's something that we are going through right now. And leave down below some comments about what kind of topics you'd like us to talk about.
And also about minimalism. Like, what are your thoughts on it? What do you really feel brings you happiness and in your life? And what you might... Oh, shit. So what's currently bringing you some happiness in your life, and what you feel you might be able to do without, and what the balance is between professional minimalism and personal minimalism. Those are great conversations that I'd love to have with you, and I'm sure Karina would as well.
Yeah. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks, butterflies. Butterflies, butterflies.
Bye. I wanted to be 5 minutes, but it was actually 9.
So what do you think?